All right, calculus, welcome to your chapter 2 quiz number 2 video. In the house, we're brought to you by Target brand alkaline plus electrolyte water, pH 9.5. Cliff Bar Spice Pumpkin Pie. Mr. Yak is looking forward to nibbling on that. Tazo Zen Tea and Health Aid Kombucha. If you don't know what it is, Google it. All right. As it says, follow your gut. All right, folks. We did this whole first page in class, so here's the answers to number 1. Simply just factor it. The x plus 3 should cancel. Plug -3 in for x. You get 3/4. Number 2, you are going to have to spend some time foiling. Call it h minus 1 squared times h minus 1. No matter what, that's what you get for h minus 1 to the third. Then plus 1 divided by h. The -1 plus 1's cancel. You're going to take an h away from everything. Let h go 0. You get 3. Number 3, x to the 4th minus 1 factors as x squared minus 1, x squared plus 1. The bottom factors to be x times that. So that quadratic factors would be x plus 6, x minus 1. The x minus 1's cancel. Plug 1 in for x. We get 4/7. Number 4, the top we really just care about x squared, and then really the bottom we just care about 2x. When you take the square root of x squared, you just get x. So you can really think about it as this, since the limit's going to infinity. Those cancel, it's 1/2. Number 5, the highest power is pi. -1 over -3 is equal to 1/3. That one is a simple answer you can give. 6 takes a little bit of work. We did this one in class. Multiply top and bottom by the conjugate, the square root of, wow, x squared plus 4x plus 1 plus x. Up top, the x squareds will cancel, leaving you with 4x plus 1. Because this is going to infinity, all we really care about is that 4x. Down here, all we care about is the x squared and the square root. Now, we do care about that x, because the square root of x squared is another x. X plus x is 2x. Again, we don't really care about that 1. It's really 4x over 2x. Ratio of the coefficients is 4/2, which is 2. We know how to do 7. Again, we did 7 in class. Something that's on your homework. You might see it again tomorrow as a bonus. Top factor is x minus 2, x plus 2. Bottom is the perfect cube, x minus 2. Then first term squared. The inner product to opposite signs. Second term squared. The x minus 2's cancel. Plug 2 in for x. All right, so the rest of them here, the next page, all but 15, I have written here. Okay, so you have the limits, the x squared plus 1 and the square root minus x as x goes to infinity. Multiply by the conjugate, top and bottom. You got to create a denominator. If we have the limit going to infinity as x goes to infinity, we need to create a denominator here. X squareds will cancel, leaving you with 1 over, again, the square root of x squared is x. X plus x gives you 2x. 1 over 2x, if x is going to infinity, is 0. Highest power is in the denominator. Number 9, kind of like, or number 10, kind of like one on the first page there. We really just care about the square root of 2x squared. At the bottom, we really just care about that 3x. The square root of x squared is just x on the outside. The x's will cancel, so it's just going to be root 2 over 3. Number 11 is just like number 9, multiplied by the conjugates, which is square root of 4x squared plus 3x plus 2. Top and bottom, then the 4x squareds will cancel, leaving you with that up top. Now, again, all we really care about in the square root is that 4x squared, that 3x. X first is not the highest power. X squared is the most important thing, though. So the square root of 4x squared is just 2x. 3x over 2x plus 2x. That's 3x over 4x. As x goes to infinity, that's just going to be 3/4. Ratio of the coefficients. All right, number 12, you're going to factor out the x the top has in commons. Factor the bottom, the x minus, x minus 5, x minus 1. A lot of students would be like, oh, x minus 3, x minus 2. That would be flipped there. We don't want that. All right, leaving you with x minus 1, x plus 1 up top. The x minus 1's cancel. Then you can let x be 1. All right, that's number 12. You can pause this whenever you need to. Here is 13. I'm going to multiply the top and bottom by the conjugates. So the square root of x squared plus 9, then plus 5. Up top, let's see. It's going to cancel. You're going to be left with x squared minus 16, which factors will be x plus 4, x minus 4. Then the x plus 4s will cancel, leaving you with that, which then you can plug negative 4 in for x. When you square negative 4, you get 16. 16 plus 9 is 25 inside the square root. That's 5 plus 5. You're going to have negative 8 up top. Negative 8 over 10 is negative 4/5. 14, multiply top and bottom by square root of 25 plus x plus 5. All right, 25s will cancel. You're left with x over, remember that x, that original x is there, multiplied by that root and that plus 5. The x's will cancel, leaving you with a 1 up top. Now I can plug 0 in for x. Square root of 25 is 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. We got 1 over 10. 15 here. Okay, you got a piecewise function. That means if x is less than 0, so it goes to 0 from the left, so forth. So when it says the limit as x goes to 0 from the right, it's got to be greater than 0. So I use that first equation, just plug 0 in for x. The limits of f of x as x goes to 0 from the left here. From the left of 0 is to the left of 0. All right? I'm sorry, I literally just said the same thing. Is less than 0. So plug 0 into this equation. The opposite of 0 is 0. Square root of 0 is 0. Because the left-hand limit doesn't equal the right-hand limit, 3 doesn't equal 0, that limit doesn't exist, as x just goes to 0, jumps. The limit of f of x is x goes to 3 from the left. Well, less than 3, that's to the left of 3, so plug 3 in for x. 3 minus 3 is 0. The limit of f of x is x approaches 3 from the right. That'd be greater than 3, so plug 3 in for x. 3 minus 3 squared is 0 squared, which is 0. Notice how the left-hand limit equals the right-hand limit, so the limit as a whole as x approaches 3 is 0. All right, look, intermediate value theorem right there. We literally did this one class. Plug 1 in for x. Make sure it is set equal to 0, which it is. Plug 1 in for x. Get negative 2. Plug 2 in for x. You get 25. It's simply jumped across 0, crosses 0, whatever you want to say. That's how you show it. Okay. 17, find the equation of the tangent line. That's the formula you have to have memorized for tomorrow. The slope is the limit as x approaches a of f of x minus f of a all over x minus a. Again, a is the point you're evaluating x at. All right, the point you're looking, the x value you're looking at. So the curve is f of x equals 2 over 3 over 1 minus 3x, and you're looking at the slope at x equals 0. So 0 is the a value. Plug 0 in, find f of a, plug 0 in for x, and you get 2. So the limit as x approaches 0 of f of x, which is this, minus f of a, all over x minus a. That's the initial setup. Clean it up a little bit. I'm going to call 2 over 1, and then I have to have the common denominator here, so I need to, this has a 1 minus 3x. This needs the 1 minus 3x. This technically needs 1 over 1, which is nothing. Now you're going to have 2, and then minus 2, that's going to cancel. A negative times a negative is a positive. That's how we get that 6x there. Notice the x's are in the same position. They will cancel, leaving you with the limit as x approaches 0 of 6 minus 1 over 3x, which is 6. You can write it like that. Y minus the y value is equal to the slope times x minus the x value. Or you can write it in slope